Hey guys, let's get more news about Lakers, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Lakers' realistic offseason trade target a 25-year-old three-time All-Star. The NBA offseason is approaching, and with a need to get better, the Los Angeles Lakers will have to search for a third star to pair with LeBron James and Anthony Davis. Listing a realistic target, Andy Bailey of Bleacher Report listed Trae Young, a three-time All-Star. After suffering a first-round exit, it seems clear the Los Angeles Lakers have to do something to inch closer to the level that contenders like the Minnesota Timberwolves and Oklahoma City Thunder are on, Bailey wrote in his May 22 article looking at dream and realistic targets for every NBA team. And the most obvious move to do so is the long-rumored Trae Young deal. Young's trade value could reportedly be a bit lower than expected, and that could mean LA's offer, 2 or 3 role players, potentially including Austin Reeves, and a couple of picks, could be enough for Atlanta to give him up. With the possibility of other star players becoming available, the Los Angeles Lakers will have to consider other options before committing any type of capital for Young, according to Jake Fisher of Yahoo Sports. Where Young will fall among the pecking order of available talent this offseason has been a predominant question league personnel are discussing throughout this combined week. The Lakers, for example, are one team that holds interest in Young after Los Angeles held trade discussions with Atlanta about DeJounte Murray back in February, sources said, Fisher wrote on May 15. The Lakers are now armed with 3 first-round picks to pursue a premier talent to team with James and Davis, but Los Angeles will have to consider other options before committing any type of capital for Young. The Lakers have 3 tradable first-round picks and Austin Reeves, a young player who could interest teams they're looking to trade with. With other potential, better options out there, the Lakers could be in the mix to land someone else. However, they'll be challenged with not missing out on all those players and losing on Young in their pursuit of a different star. 3 first-round picks should put them in a position to land a high-level player, but it's uncertain if that could land them someone like Donovan Mitchell. The Cleveland Cavaliers landed Mitchell for 3 first-round picks and 2 future pick swaps. If the Los Angeles Lakers were to trade for Young this offseason, it'd give them another high-level offensive player. Giving James and Davis that type of spacing could go a long way, as Young shot 37.3% from three-point range on 8.7 attempts per game in 2023-24. He's also been an elite facilitator throughout his career, averaging 10.2 and 10.8 assists during the past 2 seasons. Being a lob threat for Davis and someone who could create shots for James could make this one of the top offenses in the NBA. Only 25 years old, Young could be the future star the Lakers will eventually be searching for. While he has his flaws defensively due to being just 6'1", his offensive game is undeniable. The scandal that brought down Donald Sterling finally gets the Hollywood treatment. Armed with a winning record, several top players and high hopes, the Los Angeles Clippers romped into the NBA playoffs for the 4th time in 5 seasons this year, but the end result was the same as ever, plagued by injuries. The Clippers fell in the first round to the Dallas Mavericks, extending their long-standing reputation as a chronically cursed team. As crushing as the early elimination was, however, it paled in comparison to the team's 2014 playoff run, which collapsed in far more spectacular fashion. That unforgettable downfall, at the hands of a now infamous triangle, takes center court in FX's Clipped, the scandalous story of LA's other basketball team, premiering June 4 on Hulu. Usually the mention of triangles in the NBA is a reference to an inventive, geometric style of offense that emphasizes precision positioning and was key in the championship runs of the Chicago Bulls and the Los Angeles Lakers coached by Phil Jackson. But in Clipped, the 3 sides are occupied by then Clippers owner Donald Sterling, his wife and business partner, Shelley, and V. Stiviano, a visor-wearing fame-seeker who was Sterling's personal assistant or, in her words, his right-hand arm man / silly rabbit and mistress. The clash of these strong-willed personalities ultimately led to the April 2014 release of a recording of Donald Sterling telling Stiviano not to associate with black people, including NBA superstar Magic Johnson. The racist rant scored Sterling a historic punishment, a lifetime ban from the NBA. Shelly Sterling subsequently maneuvered around her husband to sell the Clippers to former Microsoft CEO Steve Ballmer for $2 billion. Clipped stars Ed O'Neill, in a role worlds away from his comedic turns in Married with Children and Modern Family, as the bullying billionaire. Jackie Weaver, Animal Kingdom, plays Shelly Sterling, and Cleopatra Coleman, Infinity Pool, checks in as Stiviano. Also featured is Lawrence Fishburne as Doc Rivers, the beleaguered Clippers coach at that time. With its mix of on-court action, affluence, dark humor, racial reckoning, and tragedy, Clipped may spark some comparisons to HBO's short-lived Winning Time, The Rise of the Lakers Dynasty, about the Clippers' hometown rivals. Like that series, Clipped contains depictions of team disharmony, particularly the oil and water combo of Chris Paul, J. Alphonse Nicholson, and Blake Griffin, Austin Scott. But unlike Winning Time, which centered on then Lakers owner Jerry Buss mixing athletics and entertainment to create an empire, the new project is more focused on the cultural and class issues shadowing Sterling's fall from grace. Producers and stars of the series say Clipped is relevant far beyond sports. This story details the construct of race and sex and privilege and the way it makes people behave, Fishburne told the Los Angeles Times. I hope that people come away with the absurdity of that structure and societal ills we still have to contend with. Report: Chris Paul joining Lakers this offseason is a real possibility. According to NBA insider Eric Pincus of Bleacher Report, Chris Paul joining the Los Angeles Lakers this offseason is a real possibility. Paul has a non-guaranteed contract with the Golden State Warriors for next season. Paul and Lakers superstar LeBron James are best friends. I would be remiss without mentioning Chris Paul is a real possibility, Pincus said on Jovan Buha's podcast. There is a reasonable chance he gets traded or just cut by the Warriors. He and LeBron obviously have a close relationship. There is a universe where the Lakers sign Chris Paul. It makes a lot of sense to me. Is Chris coming for the minimum? I don't know. I don't want to say he comes cheap to the Lakers, but in the absence of a better offer, I could see that. Paul appeared in 58 games for the Warriors this season. He averaged 9.2 points, 3.9 rebounds, and 6.8 assists, while shooting 44.1% from the field, 37.1% from beyond the arc, and 82.7% from the free throw line. Paul turned 39 this month. He told NBA reporters after the Warriors season ended that he doesn't plan to retire. I'll talk to my wife and my kids, my family, my support system, see what it looks like, Paul told Anthony Slater of The Athletic. But this isn't the end of my career. I know it for sure. All $30 million of Paul's contract for next season is non-guaranteed. I haven't thought about it, Paul said. I'm too in it. I was in the gym at 8 a.m. this morning, lifting and getting ready for this game. When it's time for that, Mike Dunleavy and Steve Kerr will have a conversation and see what it looks like. But I loved it. It's honestly, this is my 5th year living without my family. I probably saw them more than any other year. Paul has career averages of 17.5 points, 4.5 rebounds, and 9.4 assists. He's one of the best point guards in NBA history. And you, fan? What do you think of the situation of Chris Paul? Leave your opinion in the comments.